to determine the size of jails that they're going to need in the future. They figure if you're behind in third grade, there's a statistical percentage that you're going to end up in jail.
Wow, that's really powerful. That would be a great way to start the presentation, because then what's the link to that statistic and that story to United Way?
The United Way funds them to help bring up test scores and get kids involved in school so they don't become one of those statistics.
Awesome. Really great example. What were you going to add?
We went to the Jan Warner Daycare Center, and it's adults and people with head injuries. We went to the Alzheimer's unit, and I saw two people there that I've known for years, had no idea they were in there. And I thought about their sphere there and their community that they established with their friends. Difficult cases. What was the alternative? If that wasn't there, they're floundering in some home that they didn't have care, didn't have expertise, didn't have the love that they saw there. So, pretty impactful.
Great examples. The key is for you to find an example that would have gotten your attention, something that you care about, something that spoke to you, and to use that as a way to get your audience's attention. All right? So when you're making your outline, in the attention step, you want to get their attention with some kind of startling statement or a story of something you saw, maybe even a personal story. But the key is that this part cannot be more than 30 seconds. If it gets to be more than 30 seconds, what are you doing? You're losing them, and the point is to get their attention. All right? So again, get their attention, find something that can grab them, pull them into what is happening in our community, make them care, remove some of the cynicism that they may bring with them because the CEO said you got to come to this presentation. Get something that will speak to you and your audience, whether that's a statistic or a story or an example of something you saw. Use that to get their attention, and then you want to give a preview and a purpose. You want to tell them why you're there. You're there to do what?
Ask for money.
You're there to ask them to support United Way, all right? That's all you have to do in the attention step. That step should be no more than 45 seconds. I would say, as a suggestion, and this is just the old speech professor in me, that if you stand up and the first thing out of your mouth is, hello, my name is Russell, and I'm here to talk to you about United Way, you've already lost your audience. One, because someone's probably already introduced you, so they should already know your name, but the focus isn't on who you are, the focus is on what United Way is doing in our community. So if it's important for you to introduce yourself, if someone's not already done it, don't have that be the first thing you say. Have that at the end of your attention step, all right? So you've gotten their attention. The second step is the need step. This is why our community and the people in your organization that you're talking to need to support United Way, all right? So you want to make this relate to your audience. I put in here create dissonance because sometimes people think they know what is happening in our community, and so you want to give them some information that can help them see that it's not quite in accordance to what they think is happening. But you want to talk about what is happening in our community, and I'm giving you 3 questions that you need to answer in the need step to satisfy your need step. All right? And they're not on the PowerPoint, so you got to write it down. The first question in your need step that you need to answer is, what is United Way? The second question, why am I here? And the third question, why I am asking for your help. If you can answer those 3 questions, then you are going to satisfy the need step. You're going to tell them what the needs are in the community, and that's what's got to happen. If they don't understand what's happening in our community, what United Way does, why you're there, and why you're asking for their help, then they're never going to give from their heart. They may give because someone's asking them to, or there's a culture in the organization to give. But if you can help connect your audience to what United Way is doing in the community and why you're there, then they're going to give from the heart, which usually means they're going to give more and bigger. All right? So what are the 3 questions? You answer those 3 questions in a minute, and you've satisfied the need step. So already, you've gotten their attention, you've told them what the need is. I mean, those are 2 really important steps to persuasion. And the 3rd step is the plan. The plan. It's called the satisfaction step. And this is simply telling the community, or telling your audience, how United Way meets the needs in our community. Oh, this is where you do the why am I here? So what you want to do, see, this is what we call in the speech world a screw up. And if it is a technical term. And I would suggest if you get in the middle of a presentation and you screw up, you just pretend like you meant it to be there and go on, because no one will ever know. But if you do what I just do and go, oh crap, I screwed up, then the focus will be on the screw up. So don't do what I just did. In the need step, that 45 seconds in the need step, you want to talk about the needs that our community has, all right? And those are things where you can outline some of the things that you referenced in your attention step, that startling statement. This is when you can expand upon what those needs are and why they have impact on you, all right? So talk to them about what's happening in our community, that we have how many homeless children in the community? Do you know?
1,200.
Like over 1,200. This is your chance to help your audience in the need step that we just talked about connect to a community that they may not know exists. All right? So you just help them understand what's happening in our community. Then you get to the satisfaction step, and this is when you answer those 3 questions. This is what United Way is, this is why I'm here, and this is why I'm asking for your help. Because in answering those 3 questions, you're telling your audience how United Way meets those needs that you just identified in the need step. All right? Once you've done those 3 things, and I would say the most important things to your presentation are the satisfaction step, the visualization step, and then the 5th step. All right? So you've just done the 3rd step, which is satisfaction. That's answering those 3 questions and talking about how United Way is meeting the needs in our community. The visualization step, you have 2 options available to you, okay? The first option is to show that amazing video we just watched. That literally helps your audience visualize the impact of United Way. So if you can show that video, that's probably the best option you have available to you. But if you're like me in some of the rallies that I've attended when technology wasn't available to you, your second option is to help your audience understand how great this community is going to be if they support United Way, or how terrible this community is going to be if they don't. So if people support United Way, what is our community going to look like? That's a question I want you to answer. What is it? And there's no right or wrong answer, there's just your answer. So if the people you're talking to and asking to support United Way do exactly what you ask, how is that going to improve our community?